Yesterday there was the decision by the Supreme Court in the UK, and we have not to give comments on that, but naturally as a parliamentarian I think everybody can feel that the decision of the Supreme Court is important, as we all think that parliaments, our own parliament and other parliaments, should never be silenced. The question of the backstop is not a question only of avoiding hard infrastructure on the border of Ireland and Northern Ireland. It's about more than that. That's only one element, because we hear from the British side, we agree there will be no hard infrastructure on the border between Northern Ireland and Ireland and the problem is solved. No, the problem is not solved. It's not only avoiding a hard border, it's also avoiding checks and controls beyond the hard border, or the border between Ireland and Northern Ireland. It's also about securing the one economy on the island of Ireland. What we need when we talk about a backstop is a guarantee that if we don't find a good agreement in the future relationship between the EU and the UK, at least we are secured that this border will not reappear by applying the backstop. That's the idea. The backstop is not the ideal solution. It is a sort of an insurance for us to have another system than the backstop that has been foreseen in the withdrawal agreement is no problem. We can go back to the Ireland-only backstop, because that was the initial proposal of the European Union. The European Union has never proposed to have a backstop that covers not only Northern Ireland but the whole UK mainland. Our proposal was to limit it to a backstop to the whole island of Ireland without consequences for the UK mainland, but it is at the request of the UK government that we went into that direction and say, yeah, okay, you don't want to have a difference between Northern Ireland and the UK mainland. Yeah, in that case, we need to have a backstop. So it's at their request that this backstop has been foreseen in the withdrawal agreement. The more divergence the UK is looking for in this future relationship, the less access there will be to the single market, naturally. The narrower also will be the future trade relationship. And that's not a question of negotiation tactics by the EU. That's a question of logic consequence of the protection of our single market. We will not penalize all companies in that way by saying, look, the UK in a free trade agreement that will be very broad can enter without any tariffs in our single market, but they have not to comply with our ecological, social, labor standards, taxation, whatever you want. So the less level playing field they accept, the less regulatory alignment they accept, the smaller the FTA will be. The union is not a menu card of a restaurant where you go in and say, I take the card of the restaurant and say, oh, I'm interested in this, but all the rest. You have to take the advantages, but also you have to take the obligations of the union. Therefore, we say, if we are preparing ourselves, if we want to help, for example, citizens, we will do it, but unilaterally, and not as part of a mini deal that is separated from the whole package, because otherwise we go into a strategy which is bad for the interest of the union, where everybody can pick and choose his policies.
The fact is that UK is the 5th biggest economy in the world. I heard several times when I was working in